Mark Twain once said, "All generalizations are false, including this one." And he was right, because individuals are unique, places are unique, situations are unique. Us by overgeneralizing actually distorts our reality. I'm Sanj and welcome to Master Your Mindset, Master Your Life. This is a podcast that helps you to master your mindset so you can navigate life's challenges and reach new heights. And it does this with easy to implement techniques to help you master your life. If you get something from this episode, please share it with someone who you think would benefit. And I would also really appreciate it if you could leave me a rating or a review. Today, I'm talking about the dangers of overgeneralization and how it actually distorts your reality. It impacts your life in such significant ways, and as a parent as well, when you start overgeneralizing with your kids, it can actually change their behavior as well. So let's first understand what is overgeneralizing, and that is when we actually draw a broad conclusion based on limited data or experiences. And it's a common thing that happens. And as a parent, it's something I noticed that I used to do. You would say something based on what's happened once or twice or maybe 3 times. Maybe it happens a bit more often, but it will never happen 100% of the time. But you will always say things like, "You always do this," or "You never do that." So those are examples that I've used as a parent, and I now have stopped it because I don't want to use that overgeneralization with my kids. So it's something that is common, is easy to do, and you may not even realize that you're doing it. And when we're overgeneralizing, a lot of it is our thoughts, and 70% of our thoughts are negative. So if you're overgeneralizing, you're actually making it sound like you're living a lot more negative life than what actually is. We overgeneralize because our brain seeks to create shortcuts, because it consumes so much energy. It wants to process information quickly. So what it does is it oversimplifies judgments. It will just take what's happened a few times and overgeneralize and make it sound like it always happens. It's also things like negative experiences where they tend to stick in our minds more than positive ones. So again, you're more likely to use words always and never when there's something negative going on. You always talk back to me. You never clean up your room. You never actually hear me out. You're always arguing with me. But is that true? Are they always arguing with you, or do they just do it quite often? And the final thing is, or another thing is something like social influence, cultural norms, and just expectations. It can reinforce overgeneralizing and the patterns of thinking associated. As I said, it's a common thing, it's something that we do easily. And so, of course, it may mean that we have to rethink, we have to be more conscious of what we say, more conscious of the way we approach conversations, especially in moments when emotions are running high. Because when emotions are running high, your logic is not at its best, your logic is low. So at times like that, you may say things, you may overgeneralize and not realize the impact it actually has, especially on your kids. And the impact, when you actually overgeneralize, it can have both negative and positive outcomes. But its overall impact is actually detrimental to your well-being. Some of the positive things about overgeneralizing is things like it actually allows you to transfer previous experiences and previous situations and the knowledge gained from them into what you're doing now, what you may do in the future. And it can also make you more versatile, more adaptable, But overall, as I said, it has more of a detriment to your well-being. And it can cause things like anxiety and stress because it magnifies perceived threats. So then it leads you to heightened anxiety and heightened stress. It can cause low self-esteem because when you're constantly viewing situations in a negative light, it can erode your self-confidence, your self-worth. It can erode that belief in yourself. It also can cause risk aversion because it actually serves as a protective mechanism, preventing you from engaging in potentially harmful behaviors. And it's also going to cause limited opportunities because your overgeneralizing can narrow your perspective, and it can cause you to miss out on opportunities for growth, opportunities for connection. But as I said, there are a couple of positive ones, such as the predictability, because you've had these past experiences, and also you're versatile because you've had a similar experience. You're going to take that into the future in any future experiences. Also, when you're using overgeneralizing with kids, it can actually lead to counterproductive thoughts that they start having if you're telling them that they never listen, or that they're always shouting, or they're always doing something they shouldn't be doing. It will actually cause them, their thoughts to become beliefs, and their beliefs to become behaviors. So that's again why I try to stop overgeneralizing with my kids. So I don't want to start saying things which actually cause them to have negative beliefs about themselves. But hey, at the end of the day, this isn't about what you have done. It's about breaking free from what you have done previously for you to actually start improving yourself. So if you want to stop overgeneralizing, because it limits your potential for growth, for your potential for happiness. And so by challenging these distortions, you actually open yourself up to new possibilities and experiences. And you can stop overgeneralizing by doing things like seek evidence, challenge your overgeneralization. Yeah, seek evidence that supports or actually refutes your assumptions. Look for specific examples so you can actually get into granular detail, and you're able to actually give a side-by-side challenge for the exact reason why you're not always doing something or never doing something. Next thing is cognitive restructuring. Replace those negative, overgeneralized thoughts with more balanced and realistic ones. Think to yourself, actually, yeah, fine, I may do this, but I don't do it all the time. I do it sometimes. And actually, when you start to do that, when you start to say, actually, I do it sometimes, you may be able to actually see a pattern when you overgeneralize. What's causing you to behave like that? And you may actually be able to stop it like that. So when you reframe your thinking by focusing on exceptions to the rules, yeah, and considering alternative perspectives, you may be able to actually stop that behavior altogether. And this one goes alongside it. Just question the validity of your overgeneralized beliefs and consider alternative explanations. Realize that actually reality is more complex than what you actually perceive it to be. And then a couple of other things could be, if you stay present, when you avoid dwelling on past experiences or projecting negative outcomes onto the future, when you focus on just the present moment and what's in front of you, you actually approach each situation with an open mind. It allows you to then bring no bias into the present. So yes, you may overgeneralize, but it is a habit that can be broken with awareness, something that you need to practice, focus on. And by challenging your distorted thinking patterns and you actually taking a different view of reality, you can actually reclaim control of your mindset. You can reclaim control of your actions. So how can you actually break free from your overgeneralizing and embrace a more balanced perspective in your life? Where's one place where you overgeneralized recently, and how can you challenge it to see a more balanced perspective? What did that overgeneralizing do? Did it cause you to feel negative about the situation? How did it make you feel? All of this will actually determine your mindset. So when you stop overgeneralizing, it will actually change the way you look at life, your mindset on the outlook of life. And remember, your mindset shapes your reality. You master it, you'll master your life. My mission is to make a positive impact on this world, and I sincerely hope you can help me do that by liking, by following, and by sharing this podcast with others. So until next time, keep seeking, keep growing, and keep mastering your mindset to master your life. Thank you.